When it comes to editing photos in Lightroom, you've genuinely got endless possibilities of what you can do. So today I'll be sharing with you my top 3 techniques that I apply to almost every single photo in Lightroom. And I'm going to start right now. So my first technique I always use is actually using the clarity slider. Now I find most digital photos these days, especially with the lenses that I use, are far too sharp. And what I want to do is add a slightly softer look to the image. Not make them look blurry, but make the highlights and shadows look just a little bit softer. And this is perfect when we use the clarity slider. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and open up my photo, drop down to the basics panel, then drop down to the clarity slider. And instead of adding in clarity, making the photo look even sharper, what we're going to do is actually just drop down the clarity by around about -15, -20%. And you'll notice immediately that the highlights look softer, the shadows look softer, and overall the photo looks a lot more appealing to look at. Now my next technique is actually using a vignette, and this is great if you want to highlight the subjects within the center of your frame, and I do this a lot within my photos. So take this photo I've recently taken at a wedding. What I want to do is really highlight the bride and groom in the center of the image. So what I'm going to do is go down all the way to my effects panel, go to my post-cropping vignette and add in a slight vignette by going around about -20. I find that works perfectly. And as you can see, you're highlighting the subjects by reducing the exposure in the surrounding area. And this works really well. If you're finding it's a bit too strong, what I do is recommend going to your feather and increasing that to create a little bit more of a softer look. And I love this effect for my portrait and landscape photos. And my last technique is slightly raising the blacks, creating a little bit more of a matte effect in the black and shadow areas of my photo. So take this photo here as an example. We've got a lot of blacks in the very far background. So what I like doing is going down to my tone curve. You can see I've already made a couple of adjustments. I like going to the input value right at the bottom here and slightly raising it up to the output value of around about 25. This again slightly softens those black tones, and I must say I love this effect, especially if you've shot it in a very high contrasty environment. A slight raising of the blacks makes this photo look a lot better. Here is the before and here is the after. And there we go, there is my list of my 3 favorite techniques that I love using in Lightroom. But of course, if you can think of any more, make sure to write it down in the comments below. I've been James for Photo Fever, and I'll catch you guys next time.